The only thing is, these are due as soon as possible. We have to know if you're going or not by, let's say Sunday. It needs to be Monday, but we'll say Sunday. Most of you are here on Sunday. So, if you forget this, just bring it next week. But we have to know, we have to have your spoken word on Sunday if you can go or not. So, if you want to go and you don't have a registration form, you can get it. Everyone else have one? All right. Oh, Monica, I hope you're okay, friend. The 6th through the 10th.
The kids camp is 13.
Yeah.
Here's your phone, right there.
13.
Through 16. Yeah, next week. The week after that.
You'll be going with me, by the way. I didn't say that, but.
I don't want to go anymore. Just, just ignore it, It'll go away. No, I'm just kidding. So, I'm gonna start off with message. Do you guys know what WMD stands for? It stands for Weapon of Mass Destruction. Welcome to church. Okay, so what do you think, and provided that God created man in the Garden of Eden, what do you think the first weapon was? Any other guesses? Yeah. Well, what about fire? It wasn't the first, obviously. Sticks and rocks. Cain killed Abel with a rock, but that was obviously Adam and Eve's son. But when you think of fire, fire brings life, fire brings warmth, fire brings sanitation, fire brings cooking food. Fire brings a lot of things that are beneficial, but fire can also burn, fire can also harm, fire can also kill. I think I covered them on that one. But another thing, she said right off the bat. She said words right off the bat. I didn't even expect that. But that was a good job. Good job. That's good. That's good. Exactly. Anyways, okay. So, and have you guys ever heard the term "sticks and stones that break my bones"? But that was so non-enthusiastic. Words will never hurt me. That's a really dumb saying. It really is. And can you think of any other dumb phrases or sayings that come right on the top of your head? Go. Sharks die. Sharks die. Sharks die. I like it. No, saying that what people say, and for an example, I can think of by the skin of your teeth. Yeah, well, yeah, right. Anything else? I wrote a handful down because I couldn't do it at the top of my head. I just, if you guys were smarter than me, which is probably pretty good. Raining cats and dogs. That's a good one. See, exactly. They're called idioms, but nevertheless, barking up the wrong tree, right? I don't think I barked up a tree ever. Nevertheless, the wrong one. Elephant in the room. And then under the weather. What does that even mean? When I'm feeling under the weather. You're under the weather? Yeah, you're under the weather. Everyone's under the weather. What's that mean?
It means that the weather's bad and it's over you.
I'm under the weather?
The weather can be good. The weather should
But it's weather. It's not I'm under the storm. I'm under the rain cloud. It's under the weather. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But you never know. Anyways, okay, so where I was going with that is words are probably the first weapon that I can think of. The words and the tongue. And I want to read James 3 really quick. Or not James 3. Yeah, James 3, 5, 3. So, James also is the brother of Jesus. James says, also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our members, staining the whole body, setting on fire the entire course of life, and set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird and of reptile and sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by mankind. But no human can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil, full of deadly poison. Well, that's dark. So James said, you know what? This tongue thing, this is an issue. This is a deal. This is a big deal that man has yet still to conquer. So if you want to get ready, get those videos. I got 3 2-minute videos for you, not back to back, spread out throughout. Also, Proverbs 18:21 says, I took screenshots like a dummy, and I didn't actually look them up. Or I did look them up, I took screenshots. But 21. Okay. Proverbs 18:21, which is written by Solomon, which is the wisest man ever lived. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. So there's a video. It's called, I don't remember his first name because I'm going to pronounce it. There's a Japanese scientist named Emoto, and he makes a water experiment, and I want to explain a little bit right before we start playing it. But what he did is he cryogenically froze water. It's not an older video, but it's an older experiment. And as the water was freezing, he said good things or bad things to the water. And so just take a look as it was freezing. Take a look at the water molecules.
Dr. Emoto has conducted
That's the wrong one.
interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glasses.
That's the second one, or the third one, I think. Listen, Sophie, if you can't do it, I'm just kidding. It should be like the first. Now what are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh! If water has memory, the very first
I
tab.
can't see anything.
The very first, there you go.
That one.
That's it. Water, it's frozen too.
I know, it's never frozen. Hold on.
There you go. Okay. This one has subtitles, so you have to read. So it's a bummer. what if Pluto hits the Earth? I'm just kidding. Anyways, so you can obviously see by the human emotion that's put into as the water freezes, where it's good or bad. You can tell by the water, you can tell from emotions as well. There's a Terry just mentioned it. There's a passage in the Bible where it talks about if man doesn't worship God, the earth and the rocks and the trees will cry out, waiting for his return. Am I right, Sherry? It's very close to that. Anyways, I didn't write it down, but I should probably find that. But anyways, it's the nature. Is God has created nature. God has created creation because, okay, I'm going to go, I'm trying to figure out which one to do first. So, in proportion, the tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. In proportion to weight and muscle. The tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. We'll go ahead and play the next video real quick. Have you guys heard, or you might have watched it, it's millions of views, about the IKEA plant? Have you guys seen that? No. Okay, well check this out. This is pretty cool too.
Nobody likes you. No one notices when you're in. You're a mistake. You're useless. You're not even green.
You look rotten. Are you really even alive?
I like you the way you are. Seeing you blossom makes me happy.
You're making a difference in the world.
You are beautiful.
I brought them here to see the plant. I was like, a plant is getting moved. Like, it's not normal. I think it's an excellent project. To have something tangible that you can actually physically be a part of is, I think, going to be very powerful.
As the weeks passed, I started noticing that the one that was being bullied started kind of to droop.
Well, the plant that was being complimented, it was flourishing, beautiful. It's raised the profile massively of different forms of bullying and the effects that bullying can have on people.
But the effects of planting can definitely affect other people.
What an entrance. Okay, so that's pretty cool. No? Yeah. That's pretty cool. So, okay, so I'm gonna start. Why does this happen? Like, why does this happen? Why does this phenomenon, like human emotions and thoughts and words, are able to control or have an alter in nature, in God's creation? Huh? Here's the thing. Okay, what's the thing?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it.
Okay.
Or I believe it.
Good. Okay. All right.
There we go.
Okay.
They want to do that's what I think.
Well, hang on. Slow down. No, I was kidding. Not everybody at once. No. So there's a reason for this, and it is actually a legitimate thing. And just wait. Hang on. And so it's actually a legitimate thing, and I'm gonna tell you why first, and then, So in the Garden of Eden, whenever God created Earth, right? And when He created Earth, how did He create it? He spoke it. Yeah, He spoke it into existence. When Jesus was coming back from, or was on the Sea of Galilee, and the storms and the waves we're all washing, and he was sleeping, then he woke up, and then what did he do? No. Yep. He rebuked it. He spoke. And he said, be still, I rebuke you. Because he spoke it. And so, back to the Garden of Eden, what happened was, so when God created the earth, it says in Genesis that he created the entire earth for his creation, for humans. And then he gave them authority over it. He gave Adam and he gave Eve authority over the whole creation. And then what happened was Satan, the snake, Lucifer, deceived Eve and willingly, and then Adam went along with it. But what happened was when they did that, they gave that authority up. So it was no longer their world that God created for them. It was Satan's world. So Satan, this is his world. You know, a lot of people think that Satan's in hell. Satan's not in hell. His time's coming. He's going to be cast in the lake of fire. But Satan's not in hell. Lucifer's not in hell. Devil's not in hell. He's here on earth in the spiritual realm. And so what happened is when man gave up that authority, Satan said, okay, this is my earth. I'm going to give in death and sickness and mosquitoes and thorns and all the bad stuff I'm going to put in this earth. But human beings, whether as Satan might try, human beings are made in the image of God, right? The Imago Dei. So we still have the Imago Dei. We still have that power, and that we're able to speak. And nature, we control. We're still over nature. Anyways, so it's so funny because Satan thinks he's won the whole thing, but he hasn't. He hasn't. His times are coming. But anyways, so that's why these things are actually happening. And to prove that, next week, I was trying to get the dates. Yes, we are.
Yay, I was going to do that.
So, go ahead and play the last video. Go ahead and play that last video. Yes, the rice experiment. So, do you guys want to do that?
Yes, I do actually.
And we're going to do it. We're going to try it. So I looked up a ton of them on YouTube. And they're like, we didn't believe it, but we did it, and we're so shocked by it, and they tried it, and they're like, oh, I can't believe this actually worked. I can't believe that. There's like tons of them on YouTube. Huh? We can do. Well, the thing was, it was like, most of them, they do it in a 30-day span. So they do a month span, and then also they do it every day. So I've obviously never done that before, so I don't know if the every day matters, the constant flow of hate, and we'll send them a text. have Siri read it to him. No, but, so we'll try this. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to get some jars, because I wasn't prepared this week. Get some jars and rice, and we're going to boil some rice. We're going to put them all in 3 jars. We'll ignore one, we'll love one, we'll hate one. Huh? What did you say, Terry?
So think of music then. If words are that powerful and it does that to, think what it's doing to the human body through our listening.
Why are you looking at me?
If you are listening to that really bad
Yeah, there's significant consequences to everything that we do. All of their, like I said last week, last week I said every thou shalt and thou shalt not in the Bible is not about taking joy from you, but leading you into the path that God wants you to live. If you lived everything that the Bible said perfectly to a T, your life would be perfect. But we're not. Because Satan rules this world, this earth, then we fall in temptation over and over and over and over and over again. Jesus came down the cross. You know the story. But the reason for that is because Satan rules this earth, right? And so since he is here to kill, steal, and destroy, that means that we were tempted to everything that we do, like I said, everything we do is an action, our choice action. We have to choose carefully what we do and how we live our life and how we do that. So, so what's the difference between animals and humans?
Nothing. There's reptiles and we're mammals.
Yeah, but there's also mammals.
We have reason and we're in the well, actually,
We have, some animals have reason too. But yes.
that's not true. You think we just lied twice?
I lied twice.
We're the only animals reason.
Are you accusing me of lying?
What about chimpanzees?
Yes.
Telling me they're thinking stuff like
They're not thinking stuff in, they have forethought, so they store up for the winter.
So you're telling me they do not have a mind of reason.
No matter what.
Take it to court.
They do not have a mind of reason.
Take it to court. Where should we take this to court? Where should we?
It's not. They're
Where
taking
should we?
water.
Take it to court.
Eat food and drink water. That's all they do.
Really?
Locked up in cages.
I think you're wrong. I challenge you to that one because you're wrong. Most animals, yes. Most animals. I'd even wager say dogs and household animals, yes. But elephants don't, chimpanzees don't. There's a lot of animals out there with intelligence. Anyways, that's not my message. I'm going off. Anyways, so back to what we're doing. So the answer was speech, is what I was looking for. But you didn't answer me. No, I'm joking. It's okay. So parrots can talk, but they don't form sentences. They don't logically communicate. They just repeat, right? And so that's why God's created us as individual human beings in the Imago Dei, because we have this innate power that God created us with. Okay, and then we'll be accountable for our speech, Jesus says. And then, do you remember the story of David and Goliath? David was Goliath would, for 40 days and 40 nights, Goliath would, from sunup to sundown, Goliath would go out there, fully armor clothed, and speak curses against the Israelites. Constantly. He would say bad things, negative things, constantly. And so little David walks up and he goes, "What? Are you kidding me right now? You're going to let him do this? You're going to about speak curses on our God and our nation?" David's like, I don't think so. It's not going to happen. And so David, with the intent, with God behind him, stepped up into that role and slayed the giant, right? And it was because he recognized that speech is so dangerous, among, obviously, other things. But he's like, I can't believe you guys are going to let him slander our God like that. And then one of the last things I want to say is one thing that I really struggle with, a lot actually, is when you speak idle words. So it's like, it sounds like a self-help book, but when you speak idle words, like say, "I'm stupid" or "I'm no good," and to yourself or out loud, that thing you can speak into that, and that is a problem.
Did you know how I did on my testing? I was the last person to get done.
That's okay. I always am the last
I'm pretty
person.
sure I got all the answers wrong. And I was still the last one.
Anyways,
Checked on all of them and I was still the last one.
anyways, what I'm saying is, when you guys have those thoughts, that tongue is so dangerous and such a two-edged sword. You have to watch the tongue. You can speak life or you can speak death. You can speak good or you can speak evil.
What if bad things just happen to me? Because that's just everything I learned myself.
That's the result of the fall.
300 times because I was trying to make something.
Yep, that would be the fall. There would be no burning had Satan not started his kingdom here.
Emily, what are you thinking?
I was trying to get my house to
No,
look
but what
what
are you
burned
thinking?
me.
Just like he's saying, what are you thinking over and over?
I need to get
But, so, the Bible says do everything without grumbling or complaining. I am terrible at that.
We'll go with him.
Terrible.
She's known for the one who complains the entire
That's me. That's me.
Yeah, she's the complainer. Totally being dragged behind this.
I know. That's me. I know. I'm right there with you.
Don't even
And so I have to kind of retrain my brain and retrain my thought and kind of sit back and like tell myself, like, you know, this is not healthy. It's not good. It is causing more issues that I'm not even particularly aware of at the moment. But I'm speaking into that. I'm speaking into the grumbling and, oh, I don't want to be here, and, oh, it's too hot to go outside, and blah, 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 blah. And it's going to make it worse. It's not helping anything. Instead of speaking like life into it, I'm speaking harmful. So, anyways, what I want to challenge you to do is that in everything we do, try to keep the thought that the rice. There should be one more video. You want to play that really quick? I know. I said 3 videos, but I think there was a 4th. I see. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. You're preaching to the choir. That's another one of those phrases. All right, one more rice experiment video.
Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker, "You're an idiot" to the second, and the third one he completely ignored. After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong, pleasant aroma. The rice in the second beaker turned black. And the rice that was ignored began to rot. Dr. Emoto thinks that this experiment provides an important lesson, especially with regard to how we treat children. We should take care of them, give them attention, and converse with them. Indifference does the greatest harm.
Anyways, the point of that, and that was like the first one he did in, I think it was early 90s. Anyways, the point is not a lie. I'm telling you. So I'm gonna.
You'll believe anything.
I have a little bit of time. What I want to do is so this is not in my message at all. But so, you know, like. So like, you know, when I don't have anything prepared or anything, but like water acts differently when it's under observation of human conscious. Did you know that? No. Did you know that when that there was an experiment done, I can't remember what it's called, I'm not prepared for this. When they shoot neutrons, electrons, they shoot electrons at each other. That's how atom bombs are made. This is the atomic energy. Anyways, they shoot electrons at each other, and when those electrons disperse in different patterns, they create a certain pattern every time, 100% of the time, every time. You look away or you film it, and humans step out of the room, they'll do a different pattern. But when people, even the camera, and they'll look at the camera, and it'll do that same number 8 or number 1 pattern over and over again. Humans look away, and it'll do a number 2 pattern. Because even on camera, even from 300 feet away. Why?
What is it, shy? Maybe?
This is not in my notes at all. But so I'm kind of talking to somebody about that day. He's like, well, wouldn't that like shake your He's like, wouldn't that like shake your belief of what you would believe? Not at all. Like, why would it?
This is what I'm thinking. Maybe like hair or something, or your eyes shoot beams or something. I don't know.
No. There's for one, what you were saying. There's there's a spiritual realm and there's an earthly realm. The spiritual realm is way more real than what realm we're seeing right now. I know this is not in my notes, and it's super, super deep, so I apologize. Anyways, the guy was like, well, doesn't that shake your faith? Because that's obviously science, and that's not what it is. I'm like, why would it shake my faith? And I was like, it's God creation, and all I know is that this is Satan's earth. And if Satan wants to steal, kill, and destroy our earth, that's fine. But God specifically says that he made this earth for us. And so he wants us to enjoy the creation. So if we observe something consciously, he made it for us and for us to enjoy. And so if nobody's looking at it, it's like that old adage. Can you hear a tree fall in the woods if nobody's around? I don't know. It might not even exist because it's Satan's world, right? This is wholly me. This has nothing to do with Scripture. This is not in my notes. I just want to make this statement here. But I had this conversation today because the guy's like, well, that's just science. That just proves that it's not godly. It's nature. I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it's when no one's observing, it's Satan's creation. When his creation, me, are observing it, it's God's creation, right? It's Satan's world, except with his creation, which he created us to enjoy and to multiply and to love the earth.
And he gave us the authority.
And he gave us authority. So when this water reacts to what the authority on the earth does, the rice acts to the authoritators. When we speak, it's called a decree. When we speak, it's an official order issued by legal authority. It's super deep, but that's not where I was meant to go. Anyways,
It's true though.
it's so true. Exactly. So,
That's what she tells me all the time. I'm really dumb at this.
yeah. So, anyways, it's not what I was trying to do, but look it up. Seriously, look up that shooting the. I don't even know what it's called. I'll have to get it what it's called. And look at the rice experiment. We'll do the rice experiment. I'll bring some rice and some water, and we'll do it next week.
I'll do that home. Okay.
The what one? The plain one? We can do the plain one too.
And I'll bring you the plan that makes I'll do it all the time.
Anyways, what I was getting at is those who have siblings, which I think everyone does, right? Does everyone have siblings? Yes, everyone here has siblings.
Yes.
That's where most of my hate words go to, right, sister? And or if you're married, your spouse. But anyways, so the words that we speak in our home can either hate or create a wonderful, loving environment, which is the love, or the hateful, corrupt environment, which was the hate. But that's up to your choice. You can choose to speak life or to speak death, like I think James said. Anyways, and then also in Joel 3, it says, let the weak say they are strong. In the song called Give Thanks, it's called let the rich say that, or let the poor say they're rich. Because you can speak into that. Anyways, let's do that one song real quick, and then we will call her good. So what I want to do is, we were playing earlier, practicing, no big deal, no problem, and my guitar string broke, and I said no. So we're going to play one song, since it's so late. We're going to play Give Thanks. So what I want to encourage you to do is, one song is like 3 minutes long. So for 3 minutes, can you guys focus and close your eyes and worship? You do that for 3 minutes? I know it's a lot to ask. No answer, no reply from anyone. It's dead silent. So we're gonna do this song really quick, and I just encourage you to close your eyes and worship. Lord, I pray as we go into the song, Lord, that I pray that your word would sink in the hearts tonight. Lord, I pray that anything that was said that wasn't your will, or anything that was said that was untruthful, would be forgotten the moment we leave these doors, Lord. And I would like to thank you for the many, many blessings and the power that you've given us through speech and through love, and then through your authority that you've given us. power and the authority that you've given us over your creation. Lord, as we go tonight, I pray that our hearts would be tilted towards love and peace, harmony, instead of the harsh words, Lord, that we're so quick to speak. Lord, you created us with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, Lord. I just pray that we remember that, and that we would listen more than we speak, and that when we do speak, it would bring life into it, and bring power, Lord, and bring life to your creation, Lord, instead of spew wickedness and violence and evil that we're tempted to do. Yes, Lord. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. In your Son's holy name, amen. All right, I think there's some cookies. Go grab some cookies. Go get some more cookies.
You had cookies all this time? Yeah. Izzy, what the heck? Didn't even tell me.
Thanks for the phones, you guys. Thank you. Did you enjoy the cookies? You could take them all. Oh, good for you.
It is very important that you do not forget your camp forms.
Okay.
Just another announcement.
It is very important.
Oh. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey. One more thing. Next week, we're doing a game night. So we're going to have all games. And they'll be fun. If it's nice weather, we'll do them outside. If not, we'll do them inside. Okay? So spread the word. Tell your friends.
I love you, Cloud.